Bevan with the first episode of Under the Lid for Geek Pride UK. In this series I'll be looking at some of the board games from my own collection, some other bits and pieces I get from Kickstarter and that, and just doing little unboxings to sort of go through how beautiful these games are to look at, artwork, miniatures, components, that kind of thing. And so to start us off, I thought I'd go with a real big one. Rising Sun by Kamino. Designed by Eric Lang, over 31,000 backers on Kickstarter, raised over $4 million. And the production value is just out of this world, as you can already see from the back. There's just some really gorgeous looking things in it and I can't wait to dive in. So without much further ado, let's get going. I've been waiting actual months to get this thing owned because I've had it for a long time, but I thought, do you know what, I really want to put this TV series together and sort of give it a go, see what I can come up with, and this I thought would be the perfect thing to start with. So let's get going. So immediately looking at it, the artwork is just absolutely glorious. I mean, just look at that. I mean, look at it, that's absolutely gorgeous. Really cool artwork, really hyper detailed, but then sort of more Japanesey kind of style at the back here, which sort of fits in with the Japanese theme of this game. Now you can see some of the Onis at the back there, some of the dragons, and then the warriors from the various different clans which are represented in the actual game itself. So yeah, cracking stuff. So we'll pop that up there, so hopefully that'll still be in shot. First things first, obviously, rulebook. Just copies the artwork from the beginning of the game. It looks reasonably slim. I've heard the rules outlay isn't actually that bad once you get started. Probably best to get taught by someone. But here's the components, so we'll keep this out in front of us so we can sort of go through and name the things as we go along. So let's just go for that. Right, so big box or little box? Plastic tray. I tell you what, we'll unload a little bit and see if we can find the board. And then once we've found the board, there he is. Once we've had a quick look at the board, we can zoom the camera back out again and have a proper look at the minis and the other components. I mean, oh wow, okay, so there's the player boards themselves. I don't know if that's showing up okay. So you can see there's a few of the clans. We've got the Dragonfly clan in blue there, the Koi clan in a lovely red colour. They appear to be sort of more female orientated, whilst the Dragonfly is obviously a bit more avian by the looks of it. It's a bit odd. You think Dragonfly, you think bugs, don't you? Oh, I haven't got a knife here to open this up, so we're going to have to go nails. Nails don't fail me now. Oh, excuse the conditions of my hands at the moment. We've just moved house. Part of the reason again why we're setting this up. So I had a proper studio to work with. And obviously with a new house comes new decorating, lots of that kind of thing. So lots of white paint everywhere. The floors are absolutely covered. I really should have invested in better dust sheets to give that a go. Oh, and here's the press boards as well. So, oh, cool. Right, so that's that gone. We'll look at those in a second. Like I said, we'll have a look at the board first. There's those player mats. So the board, oh my word, look how thick and chunky that is. Oh, that is, wow. Production quality there, again, is amazing, as you'd always expect from a Cool Mini or Not program. Game. DDD. Here we go. Wowee. Look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous. Right, that's not really showing up on the top camera, so what we'll do is we'll flip to a mid camera, to the front camera, so you can have a good look at it in its full glory. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely gorgeous. Full colour. Beautifully rendered. But yeah, you can see the different districts that you've got to do for your area management and area control part of the game. And then up here, I believe, is where the mandates and things which are part of the game as well will go. Different zones for the different tokens. Victory point tracker around the side. Oh, looks like some sort of battle tracker. Not sure. We'll have a little look. Anyway, there you go. Glorious. I'm not sure if this is the same as all editions. So this particular one here is what would have gone to retail. So there's a few extra bits and pieces in the extra boxes that you saw at the beginning of the video. That would have been the Kickstarter edition extras because they did a lot of Kickstarter exclusive bits and pieces. But yeah, oh, that is gorgeous. Right, so I'll pop that back in the bottom there, which is probably where it belongs. So should we get through the paperwork stuff first? So let's have a quick look at the clans. So let's grab 3 of those. So these are quite flimsy. So these are going to be like the player, what do you call player screens. So you bend them up like that. You can see here that each of the clans has this little bit of text and then a sort of bit of flavour text to go with it. Patience is the key for the Lotus clan. They have a dictate, so each clan has a special ability. For the Lotus clan is when they choose a political mandate, place it face down. It can be any mandate you wish instead. The mandates are how you sort of power up your actions during the course of the game, which also ties into the game's idea of diplomacy. So you can sort of ally with different clans as well, which we'll have a look at in a bit. And then behind here you've got the different bits for your clan itself, and then Bushi, Daimyo, Shinto, sort of describing some of the in-game mechanics there. And yeah, it's a little player screen, so you can hide your coins. And then it's got this glorious full-colour artwork on the front for your Shintos, which would be like the priests, I guess. Daimyos were the leaders of the clan, and then you've got your Bushi, which would be like your standard warriors. But again, beautifully done. So you've got there your Lotus, the Koi, and the Dragonfly. Those are all showing up, are they? Well, we've got the Lotus, so we'll run through each one. So you've got the Koi clan there, which appear to be mostly female. The Dragonflies, which have got mostly male on there, but there you go, not defining characters. The Bonsai clan, humility, earth, and the root. Fantastic. Oh, it's gorgeous. And the Turtle Clan, which have actually got a nifty in-game mechanic where you can place strongholds during the course of the game, so they'll just sit there and you'll build it, and this big building will appear on the map. The Turtle Clan build theirs on the back of giant turtles, so they can move often during the course of the game. Yeah, and move as if they were figurines. Cool. So that's the clans. So here are the punchboard tokens. So again, as you'd expect, super thick, super heavy duty, but because I got the Kickstarter edition, when I do the second video we can look at the extra bits that came in. They were all sort of plastic. So we'll just have a little look. I mean, there's no need to punch them all out here, but you can see again, sort of high quality, very thick, very sturdy little tokens, absolutely beautiful. And they're done with this very simplistic sort of calligraphy kind of art style, which is just glorious. Even the colours are lovely. So these, I believe, are the mandate tokens, are they? Yeah, political mandate tokens. And then you've got some season tokens as well. So these are the actual actions within the game. So when you select tiles, I believe you select one of these mandate actions, and that's the thing that you'll play. If you're allied with someone, they will also get the same action as you, and then the other members of the game will, the other players will have like a weakened, watered down version. I believe that's correct. I haven't read the full rules. I've just sort of watched a video on how it's played. But again, very cool. And you can sort of use these to break some of those diplomatic ties as well if you want to during the course of a term. Wow, and then you've also got these. These are just player aids, I believe. They are. Even the player aids have done with like super thick cut, like ridiculously thick, like you wouldn't, proper proper heavy tappers kind of thing. And then you've got some sort of flavour bits here, but then there's sort of different things you can perform during the course of the game during battle mode or battle phases. Yeah, so that's all of those. Lovely jubbly. Whoop. Ooh, hello. What are these guys? Oh, these are the shrine tiles. Okay, so it looks like the Shintos can be used to sort of pray to the different shrines. Let's see if I can get those centred up nicely, but there you go. That's sort of 6 of the shrine tokens there. So you've got Fujin, Ryujin, Raijin, Hachiman, Susanoo, Tsukuyomi, and Amaterasu. It's at the bottom there. Apologies for my terrible pronunciation on all of those. And then a few more of those tokens down here. What are these? These are sort of region tokens as well. Oh, war province tokens. So I'm guessing at some point during the wars, these tokens will become relevant. Score trackers or something down there. Oh man, and they are gorgeous as well. Super thick. Oh, they've even, when they've punched them, you can see there, look, around the punch, they've extended the artwork out so it is full sort of bleed out into the different areas. And I'm guessing these icons then will tell you what sort of special ability you get for praying at these particular shrines. Oh, but again, look at the artwork. That is just, isn't that just gorgeous? Glorious. And so I just can't get over the thickness of them, the quality of the printing. Like there's no sort of offset, sometimes you would get them and then the punch would come down and it would be slightly offset, so some of your tokens would be a little bit sort of squiffy and a bit squint. These are not. Now here's some more of the tokens that are then turned into full plastic tokens for the Kickstarter exclusives. Again, like I said, we'll look at those another time. But here you go, here are the Stronghold tokens, so when you build a stronghold you can place it on the map. It's one of these sort of tokens. Here's the turtles, as you can see. So you got these beautifully done sort of turtly icon-y things. Oh, they are double-sided. And then these, as I said, these as part of the Turtle Clan's advantages, they can move their strongholds around, so they can sort of change where they're kind of looking after. Fantastic. Love the flavour they've added here. Oh, and here down here you can see the diplomacy tokens. So again, full plastic in the Kickstarter exclusives. But if you wanted to form like an alliance with a particular clan, what you do is you take the yin and yang of your two little symbols and you just sort of butt them together. And that would tell everybody on the table, for this round at least, we are, you know, allied. Amazing. That's the dragonfly, and I assume that's the lotus. There's the turtles. Again, amazing. Very thick. Oh, Ronin tokens as well. A few more Stronghold tokens there. Ah, still just can't go over the thickness. Amazing. Right, that's all the boring stuff gone through. Well, boring stuff. The printed stuff gone through. Let's have a look at some of the minis. There we go. Oh, that just gets those out. So on the top here, top tray, tucks in. And rather than waste the sort of space there, they've added 2 extra tuck boxes here for, 2 extra trays for the cards, which are part of the game. So what are these cards called then? Teapot set. I can't be it. Whoop. Seasons. Oh, these are the seasons cards. Okay, so these are the different seasons within the game. Oh, right. Okay, so these are things you can buy during the course of the game, and these will actually increase different. You know, you can then purchase some of the miniatures that are actually inside the game. So you see there, you've got the Oni of Skulls, which is looking amazing. He's a bit cross-eyed though. What he's looking at. Oh, he's got one eye in the middle though. That's probably seeing everything. He's probably looking at everything on the battlefield. Kamino. Sort of dog kind of thing. He counts as a Shinto for your clan. You can purchase these, and again, lovely thick quality artwork, card work there, printed all the way to the edges using this frankly glorious sort of calligraphy style artwork. Very kind of muted and respectful and just glorious. Oh wow, I wonder if these symbols actually, you know, represent those particular things. So you've got there that respect. Is that the actual symbol? Oh no, wait, virtue. There we go. So all the various cards in there. Yurei, we'll look at that in a bit. But yeah, we'll see some of the miniatures and when we come up to them. Oh. Yes, so there's the cards. Oh, who's that guy? Oni of Hate. I hate you, you suck. Maybe. Plastic tokens here. I assume they are, where could those be? Oh, there we go. Those are the clan markers, so I'm guessing they're used for sort of marking the scores on the various score trackers and things. Get rid of those. Okay, here we go. Right, so looking at the first ones, we've got the Turtle Clan here, which makes sense as they're green. Let's pull those out. So, let's see what we can do in terms of the zoom. So here we have some of the clan members, and I assume this is going to be one of the Shintos, as there's 3 of them. So you can see just glorious sculpture all the way around. And these little tokens at the bottom here, so sort of, these are removable bases that you can use to sort of tell which various bits of your clan. So that tells you there the white is a Shinto part of your clan. And then the green colour, obviously, that dictates what clan that comes from, the green plastic. And just like, it's got this little chap sort of riding on top, looking very pious. A big dude underneath going, yep, you mess with him, you're going to mess with me. So got those, alright, okay, cool. Then we've got their leader, the daimyo, banging his shield with his sword. Very long handle, but again, glorious looking minis. Did I say glorious enough? Amazing, exquisite, fantastic. Look at him, awesome. Pop him down there. And I believe this was part of one of the stretch goals, but the troopers in it, what are they called, Bushi? The Bushi, they come in 2 different sculpts. So you've got 6 Bushi in your clan, but there's 2 different sculpts for each, so you get a little bit of variety there. So you can see these guys are a little bit more misshapen though. They've got kind of like longer jaws, sort of pointy out bits. They're almost a little bit sort of orcish or ogreish. Massive mace. This one got some sort of halberd. There you go. Hopefully those are showing up quite nicely on the camera. Try to add a little bit of shadow using the light work so you can sort of see a bit more of the detail. So pop those back so I don't lose them. Off to one side. What have we got here then? Should we go for the big box first? Yeah, go for the big box. So, hello. Right, so these are the things that cause a lot of people to blow their minds. So let's get the other bits out of the way first. So here we go, more of these sort of bases. So these are the bases that you would attach to the bottom of the monsters. So we'll grab a couple just so you can have a look. So there you go, that will represent the Turtle Clan, the Koi Clan. I believe the purple is Lotus, possibly. Anyway, it doesn't matter in terms of colours. So you would get these big boss bob monsters as you buy the cards, and then you'd be able to sort of just slot them in like that. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Oh, there you go. So you get a nice satisfying click first, and then that would then represent you on the table. So you'd have this monster miniature on the table, placed onto the big map that we saw on that thing, and you'd get the special ability that would be dictated on the card. One unfortunate thing I have heard in a couple of the reviews, and I'm hoping it's just a little bit sour grapes or something, is well, not sour grapes, but not quite as strongly felt, is that in Blood Rage, which is the Viking predecessor to this one, this was made like a spiritual successor, Rising Sun was. The monsters had a very kind of emphatic, visceral feel. So when you bought this giant, this hill giant, you felt his presence on the board. He was much more powerful than a lot of the other fighters there, and they'd have sort of strong special abilities that would dictate sort of movement within the thing. I remember a friend of mine using the sea serpent in one of the battles, and this giant mini that sort of appeared in one of the fjords basically put us all off of attacking anything within the two adjoining regions, because this massive mini that actually did have this sort of proper game impact. What I have heard in Rising Sun, unfortunately, is that while the minis are very cool and very fantastic looking, they don't carry the same weight, the same kind of emphasis that they would. So for example, we'll just put that one to one side here. This chap here, you'd expect if you managed to sort of purchase him in one of the phases, get him on the board, that you'd have some insane impact on wherever he was. He'd be very strong in battle, or he'd have a lot of strong influence in, I don't know, he's a big dude, so some sort of intimidation, or like he could go out into the fields and intimidate all the people into giving you lots of rice or koku or whatever the currency in the game is. But what I've heard is they don't really have that same impact, and then a lot of the other cards that are just straight up earn victory points, earn this, earn that, are more powerful or more useful in terms of the gameplay. But they are still very cool minis to look at. In terms of the names, I'm not 100% sure on all the names of these, so we'll just kind of go through them. So these are we'll go through the Onis first. So you can tell the Onis, they're kind of like ogreish figures. They're huge, powerful looking things, lots of fire and tusks and all sorts of things. So this guy's carrying sort of these massive maces. Hopefully that's showing up on the screen there. Yeah, just about. Hopefully that'll come up nicely. With his little belt of skulls. Gruesome. So there's him. Let's grab another one of the Oni. Oh my word. So this guy's got like a piggish kind of face. I might actually have to zoom out. He's so big. Let's zoom out a little bit. So yeah, this dude is enormous. You can't even see his face behind this sort of massive trident that he's carrying. Just got a little bit of flash or some sort of chemical residue. Another problem you always find with sculpts of this kind of quality and this nature is the finer detail. Sometimes get a little bit bent, but I've heard that a bit of warm water will fix that problem. But yeah, oh man, just down to the little details, like the little skulls, the ruffles on his clothes there, the sort of braiding on his belt, and his belly with the little scars and scabs, and where he's obviously been in a couple of scrapes. Oh man, he's holding this ball of fire. Yeah, fantastic. That's another Oni. Oh, these guys are huge. Oh, more Onis. Oh dear. Yeah, so some of the minis are quite gruesome. This is definitely an 18 plus game, or at least a 15 plus game. So you'll see this chap has got his sort of moon bladed scythe here on the side, and this stick is currently carrying 3 decapitated corpses, one of which appears to have been gutted as well. So yeah, pretty gruesome. When I meet this guy, yeah, you can see the level of detail they've gone down to. Look, you can actually see like the banding on the back of his legs where the Achilles and things are. Little divots and spots and things on the backs of the legs, and the bindings on the corpses so they don't rattle around too much, I guess, when he's sort of carrying them well. Pretty grim. Okay, so a couple more Onis. So this is a 4-armed dude, massive horns. Looks a bit sort of satyrish, or more like goatish, I suppose. But he's got, again, fantastic detailing, but I don't know if you can quite make that out on the camera. He's got this very cheeky little face on his knee. Yeah, cheeky little face. That's one on the other side as well. A face you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley. Definitely not. There. But, yeah, a little bit cheeky. Little swirls as well, which I believe are called Narutos? No, Uzumakis. Sorry. They're called Uzumakis. Apologies. Letting out my inner anime geek there as well. This big pauldron, which kind of looks odd. But again, fantastically huge miniatures. I mean, you can sort of see the scale of these things. So that's that big dude there. And then if we grab a Bushi, hold on. Bushi from one of the larger clans as well. You can just see the scale there, the difference. So, yeah, you'd expect this dude to be kind of, ah, my lord, what's going on? But we shall see. I haven't had a chance to play the game, unfortunately, just watched a few reviews. Ah, so this is Kamino. So this is the sort of dog crossed with a dragon kind of thing. It's fantastic. I mean, like, he's got like this, in the picture he's kind of like, looks made of bronze or gold or something like this. So you can see sort of filigree and twirls and spirals. And then this glorious looking tail of combing branching over. The oddly kind of like almost human face they put on these sometimes. Yeah. Oh, maybe you can unfortunately see a little bit of seam there, but you know, that's what you expect from sort of pre-assembled miniatures. You wouldn't expect them to be cast in one chunk. Amazing. Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, we've already seen this one already, but this one, I don't know if you can quite make it out again. There's a kind of long-haired figure on the top, and then a series of long-haired figures underneath, all with like a single tentacle coming out of their bottom jaw. Yeah, you can kind of see a nose. So if you can imagine the hair's like there, there's a nose pointing out, and then out of the bottom of their mouth, it's like, it's great big long tentacle, sort of creating this pyramid, or this stack. Now, as I said, a lot of these are based on sort of Japanese mythology. Apparently some of the touches are quite light in terms of, you know, how they've interpreted them. In fact, I'm not sure if he's in this particular one, but there's a, one of the characters is called, oh gosh, what was his name? He's essentially like a monkey god, monkey king kind of fighter. And the researchers at Kamino apparently do a very good job, because the name he shares is with that of a sort of an adventurer chap from Norway or Sweden or something like that. When I come to do the unboxing of that one, I'll go into a bit more detail, but yeah, it was a bit embarrassing they got him into the game, because they changed his Wikipedia page to say that he was a Japanese god of something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, pretty funny still. Here's the dragon. The dragon that comes in the base game. So there's 8 monsters that come in the base game. He's the only dragon. But he's got his lovely orb thing there. He's got sort of like a golden kind of glowing fiery orb boiling up, and just look at him. Look at that sort of extended jaw. If you can see in there the little bit of detail, there's got like all of his pointy teeth. So you see his pointy teeth coming out of the bottom there. Oh, just want to run your finger along it, but it's like one of those sort of those frogs that you get from Thailand, and you sort of run the finger on the back. It goes like that kind of thing. And then all these sort of spikes and everything that you just, the kind of detail that you wouldn't expect to see on a board game. Is that, you know, Games Workshop, Infinity, that kind of level. Gorgeous. A few join marks again, but you know, there's nothing. You know, personally, I wouldn't worry about it. Matt, if you're watching, I know you'd probably fill these in with a bit of green stuff or something before you gave it a go. But yeah, glorious. So as a fan of sort of the Japanese mythology, you know. This kind of thing is just amazing. Who is this tall chap? So he's very gaunt. He's got a single face, a very angry, shouty face. This axe as well. So he's more like, looks a bit like an executioner. Let's see if we can find him in the book. Playing the seasons. Oh, there's just a picture of him. I'm not sure what he is. He's next to the political phase, so there's a good chance he's got some sort of political powers. But yeah, you can see. I don't know if you can quite make that out, but they were very, very closely following the pictures when the sculptors were given their full license. Let's see if that turns up. So you can see there, that's the dragon as they turned out in the picture compared to the sculpt. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Very cool. Let's pop him over there then. Pop that back up there. I'll put this chappy on here. So yeah, Mr. Gaunt. Looks like you could have done with an extra burger or two, but yeah, still want to meet him on a dark night. More skulls and filigree. So there's all of our monsters looked at. So we've got one last box, which will be all the other clans that we've got to look at. Oh wow, cool. So they've really gone to sort of some lengths to try and reduce the overall footprint of this game, you know, in terms of like the trays and everything, to make sure that you can get everything back in the box. I'm not sure if everything that was Kickstarter edition will go in one box. I've heard it won't, unless you start bagging things up, but there are storage solutions out there that I think would probably get it all into one box if you know, are willing to pay a little bit extra or research your own. So let's run through these very quickly then, and then that'll be it for this particular unboxing video. So we've got this clan here. They're daimyos and shinto. So this is the shinto that's on the box, so sort of with his basket over his head and playing a pipe. A couple of swords going on there. Hopefully there's enough shadow for the details to show up. Oh, we can zoom back in again now, can't we? Do a bit. Here we go. So yeah, purple clan, which I think is the Lotus clan. We can have a little dig, can't we? So let's find out. Let's get their names right. Here we are, all the clans. Yes, so the purple are the Lotus clans. Here we go, I can just pop them down there so we can have a little look as I go along. And they're two bushi as well. There we go, sort of very ninja-y. Yeah. And that classic spear, the sort of cross-headed spear, catching blades and things on the end of. Just pop those back in. And again, the bases that you use to differentiate. See, go in there, I think. Maybe? Yep, there we go. And then underneath we have the yellow clan, which is the bonsai. Humility, earth, and root. So let's grab those. Oh dear, these are not going to show up very well. Being yellow. They might be my clan though, because I am, you know, as you can probably tell, I'm the yellow guy. But wow, again, I'll just have to describe the detail to you, but it's all sort of, it's very realistic scale as well. So and it so closely matches what you can see in the pictures on the backs of the player boards, player screens. There we go, got there in the end. There you go, hammer dude, big rock, the curved spear. Oh, again, just lovely bits of detail in there. Fantastic looking mini. Well, they do look the same colour as lemon curd. So to resist the urge to lick them. I have that same problem with what are they called? The stones in base game Sura, because it always looks like a half-chewed toffee. Now, not normally something I'd go for, you know, something that's already been in somebody else's mouth, but you know, those look very tasty. Okay, cool. And then we move on to the dragonflies, who, in a bizarre twist, I've got sort of like a bird-like thing going on, but. Here you go. So, oh no, there's the bushi, not the bushi, the daimyo and the shinto. So the shinto have got this sort of very avian kind of look to them. So lots of feathers. Oh wow! Hopefully that's showing up because that is amazing. But this sort of feathery cloak that they're wearing on with this feather mask as well. And then you've got this chap here as well, who's got sort of this demony mask on again. Again, very closely following what's in the pictures. With the two rays, even down to the two swords like that, and the weird heads that are sticking up in his little banner at the back here. Amazing. Just a little face as well. As you zoom in, you can see more and more details. You know, the little trinkets and the little sort of talismans and things that they've done. And then we've also got the bushi to go with those. One spear, one sword. Now these guys look like they probably move pretty fast. Yeah, so they've got the ability Gossamer Wings, which means may move their figures anywhere on the map and may summon them in any province. So they've obviously got a lot of speed, and that's kind of translated into the miniatures as well, because they've got this sort of this pace to them. You know, they look like they're just about to leap forward and do lots of stuff. Ooh, first chink in the armour though. So it looks like while they were packing this one, got a bit of a bent sword, so I'll have to get a bit of the heat, a bit of hot water on that, sort that out. And that should just leave, because we've done the turtle clan, we've done the bonsai, should just leave the koi. Here we go. She's got that fan as a weapon. Now, I don't know if in reality the fan was a weapon, but you can kind of see it. And so, a lot of anime, they have like a fan, and then it's got like blades on the end, so I could see that. Or as a distraction, sort of throw it up and you can't quite see what the other person's doing, sort of hides their strikes. And we've got the first archer I've seen out of this slot, actually. Yeah, so we've got the archer there. That's the... keep forgetting the Shintos. And then we've got the two different Bushis. Again, they're very elegant, the Koi clan, so flow like water. So again, they've transferred the sort of the flavour for this particular clan into the miniatures again. And you can see they've got this very elegant, very flowy kind of dress, very minimalistic in terms of like the armour, but you can very much see that they'd be very difficult to defeat as they flow and ebb around the battlefield. As you can see there as well, sort of the trays are very tightly packed, so that's going to be a bit of a mission to put that lot away. But yeah, glorious looking stuff, fantastic looking minis. Really glad I sort of held off to sort of unbox this one. Oh, it came with plastic coins as well, so instead of the cardboardy ones I think they were doing in the original version, got these sort of plastic coins, and koku, and you could actually purchase the full metal ones, but I thought plastic could be fine. There you go. And I believe those are actual proper Japanese symbols. So we see one there. Turn up in the camera. There we go. Yellow dot. Yellow dot. Remember them. There you go. So yeah, there we go. So that's an unboxing of the Rising Sun base game. Yeah, base game edition, with a few extra gubbins that were added from the the Turtle Clan and that such like. For my next couple of videos, I'll be looking at a couple of Kickstarters. I'll also be finishing off the Rising Sun, because I'm seeing right there, a Daimyo box, the Dynasty Invasion, the Kami Unbound, and the Monster Packs. There's going to be a lot more big, massive minis to go into the next unboxing.
Unfortunately, we had a few technical difficulties with the end of Bevan's video, but I, Matt Geary, am here to finish it off for him. So, if you enjoyed it, please give us a like, a thumbs up, a share, a comment below would be great. Ask us any questions if you want, or ask Bevan any questions if you've got any about the video. If there's any other games you would like us to look at, or unbox, or review, or do a playthrough of, then by all means, please give us a comment below or email us at content@geek-pride.co.uk.